He burnt one of the kids' arm with a cigarette, and they still will not give Matt custody. The judge won't even hear the arguments, and he knows. CPS wrote a thing saying these kids are in danger. He will not even acknowledge it. It's just crazy.
You're Pesci, just like.
She's like the. Did you ever listen to Howard? Well, you might have been too young.
No,
but,
I grew up listening to Howard. My dad.
Well,
my dad was.
What year were you born?
87.
Okay, well, like
He
94.
Listening to Howard.
I did.
90,
I started listening to Howard in like 96, 97. Whenever his movie came out. Remember that movie he made?
Yeah, that was a good movie. Good, but you know what?
You were really young.
Yeah, I was about 10 or 11 the first time I heard Howard, for sure.
That the book that went along with that movie was so good and very inspirational. But
I remember the movie poster
anyway,
was him naked
hang on.
with the Chrysler building. Sorry, boss.
Yeah, so Private Parts is what it was called.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they had that audio of Jackie laughing, and Robin would be reading the news. She's like, a bus full of students crashed today and they were all killed. And Fred would play Jackie laughing. And they'd be like, Jackie, why is this so funny? Like, people get pissed off at him, and he wasn't even laughing. It was just a recording. But dude, they had a guy on there named Billy West. He did the Ren and Stimpy voices. That guy was great. But when he left the show, it went downhill some.
Ren and Stimpy was classic. Crafting equipment.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Mashed potatoes.
And we used to always call the local stations and say that.
Oh no, Baba Booey is what you say at golf tournaments after the drive. That's what they say now. Baba Booey.
I was talking to guys on sports radio, and oh hey, by the way, Barbara told me to tell you guys hello. And they're like, Barbara? Like, yeah, Barbara Booey.
You call up a radio station, be like, yeah, this is Boss Man from Sugandhi's. What's Sugandhi's? Sugandhi's nuts. First time, long time. I still got the video from the time I called into McAfee, man. I got on the air. Gonzo says,
oh, yeah?
Gonzo says, Boss Man is everywhere tonight. What's up, Barkley? And
That's
Boss
right,
Man?
Gonzo. I'm watching your grammar too, Gonzo.
He's watching my stream right now. Bet she's still here, Gonzo. He's slaying Bolins, Dark Souls.
Who's playing Thursday, Pesci?
I have no idea.
Oh, you haven't taken any action yet?
Fatal already bet on it.
No. Punch bet some bets. I just didn't look at them.
Let's see what I can find out here.
Cursed hand. What are you gonna do with those? Flintstones. Bring money too, otherwise we no eat. Make me a gun, yo. Hanzo said, what up, Pesci?
Tell him I said, what up?
I hate the NFL app. You get nothing from that.
I know you're not a golf fan, but if you want to see an example of the most, and I'm not exaggerating here, the most perfect functioning sports app in history, go take a look at the Masters app. especially during the tournament, use it for like 5 minutes, you'll see that it is everything you want in a sports app that everybody else.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, it's Baker versus Josh Allen.
Oh, the
Tampa versus Buffalo.
Josh Island?
Josh Allen.
No,
Josh
Allen. I did say Allen a little bit. But yeah, it was. It's in Buffalo.
I don't know who punched that. I definitely don't think he would take Tampa, but I could be wrong.
Baker Mayfield. Old Baker. Oh, we got some Yakuza here.
Cleveland goes. Cleveland goes to Seattle. Yeah. New England travels to Miami. Dude, I was talking to my friend last night, and he's like, because I told my son Sunday after all those early games are over, he's like, there's no way that the NFL's not rigged. All those underdogs winning. This is crazy. Like, never know. Some players say it's scripted.
There was one game Pesci was watching where he said, he used my line, he's like, the refs want to play, they want to play today. They be doing that, man. What was that game where they had the PI in the end zone in the fourth quarter?
No, there was some weird calls this year that.
What was the game?
Monty Cooper,
Amari Cooper
played.
Yeah. So they called a pass interference in the end zone. Was it during the Browns game?
No, I think it was. I think it was a Chiefs game.
I think it was. There was a game where it was in the fourth quarter. It was close. There was less than 5 minutes left, and the refs called a PI in the end zone. And I don't care.
On Kelsey.
That wasn't it. It was something earlier in the day then. Because I went on a rant and I said it doesn't matter how blatant PI is, you can't make that call at this stage of this game, score where it is. And when refs don't realize it, that's when they start becoming instruments of the outcome of the game.
I mean, yeah, the refs over the past couple of years have fucking played a huge instrument in the fucking outcomes of games with their missed calls or bullshit calls. Like,
Gonzo
that
says,
they're thinking they see.
Gonzo says, I still think the Dolphins win it all to make Tua look like a comeback of the decade. You go, boss man.
I don't know. I know that there were some that they called the Dolphins for everything, and there were plays that the Eagles got away with so bad. It was just ridiculous. Not that it would have changed the outcome, but
shit.
I don't know.
Well, that's what that guy.
Just, but I could see a referee saying, hey, telling their family member, bet on this team, and then trying to manipulate the score. Like, remember the referee in basketball?
You would think that the NFL, the Roger Goodells that have made almost $1 billion would just keep that from happening.
How can you?
There is one way.
I mean, he wouldn't. The ref couldn't guarantee that it was going to happen, but he could try to influence the game.
You know, there's one way around it.
What's that?
You get one of those. You know how they always say we got to go to New York?
Yeah.
New York, well, one of those New York guys should be in state. There should be 2 guys, maybe 3, that are watching every play. That, for instance, when they do certain flags, New York can step in and go, no, when they're playing.
How does he do that?
How
does he just... Sorry, I'm just ranting.
Oh.
Go ahead.
They could. You have, for instance, those bad 15-yard personal fouls they do, those could be taken out.
Yeah, I forget. I forget who it was, but someone pushed the quarterback and he fell, and they called roughing the passer. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you could take all that shit out. They say it slows down the game. No, it doesn't. What slows down the game is when you're doing it for like pesky shit. That's when fans complain. Fans aren't gonna complain if you're taking time to review a play that's costing them the game. That's why when they fucked the Saints 3 years ago, they implemented that rule that within the last 3 minutes of the game, those things are looked at. Even though the Saints, they were fucked out of a playoff position because of the rule, they changed the rule the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember that? The Saints got fucked on that blatant helmet-to-helmet, similar to the fucking Browns play the other day, where the guy's face mask was ripped and they don't call it?
Yeah. Well, you remember that, I forget how many years ago it was, that Cowboys catch, no catch call. I forget exactly who the receiver was.
Des Bryant.
That was a joke. Yeah, you're right. Des Bryant. Yeah. What's up with this basketball player that is coming out as being gay? Is it Dwight Howard or somebody?
Dwight Howard's coming out?
Yeah, he said he's somebody sued him. Some guy sued him for sexual assault or something, and they said there was
a. Out as a gay man.
Well, I've been calling Dwight Howard gay for years. I saw eyeliner in his locker.
Hang on,
and he went to Japan where they condone all that.
Dwight Howard reportedly admits to hooking up with man from Instagram. Denies sexual assault charges by man he met via. So the guy's saying that he was sexually assaulted.
Did he play on an NBA team this year? Isn't he back in the NBA or is he still in China?
Dwight Howard denies
man's still overseas.
Dwight Howard denies man's sexual assault claims. Says it was consensual. There you go.
There you go. It's a good defense.
And then he says that the lady that came over when he invited this guy over was a man dressed as a woman.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
In Japan, this is in Japan?
No, I think it was here. What's up, Sean Smith?
How you doing?
Dwight Howard plays for the. I think he plays in China.
Dwight Howard,
he plays in Taiwan.
Dwight Howard's lawyer confirms he had sexual relationship with man he met online.
Ouch.
Good. Jack's really not going to refer to him as Superman.
And then I did see a headline that said he came out as gay, but I don't see it right now. Dwight Howard admits to meeting ban for threesome.
Hey now.
Maybe he was backdoored by two men. Like Punch. That's what Punch said. I got backdoored by two guys. Dwight Howard admits to threesome with man and trans person.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think he's going to be coming back. Although you don't know, he might be welcomed back now.
Yeah. With open arms.
So you saw eyeliner or mascara in his locker? Barkley?
Huh? What's up?
You saw eyeliner or mascara?
Back 2015 Western Conference Final. While the media was interviewing him, he had eyeliner in his locker. It always sat weird with me.
You didn't know he was a spokesman for Maybelline, huh?
I was just saying, I saw everybody.
Now, to be fair, Dennis Rodman did eyeliner.
Yeah, but Dennis Rodman's a weirdo.
He's with a shitload of women.
He's with Kim Jong-il, too.
His money's green, too.
If you could be cool with somebody who's the fucking top guy of a country.
You know, the Worm has a really interesting story, too. He didn't start playing basketball until he was like 20, 21 years old. It's a very interesting story. Yeah. He was just a freak rebounder.
But he was a freak athlete at the same time. They just did ass athletes. Like, if he would have worked on his game, for instance, you know, the Celtics center. He's been in the league for years. Al Horford.
Yeah.
Al Horford came into the league. He couldn't shoot a three-pointer for a shit. He developed a three-point shot through practice. If Dennis Rodman would have tried to practice shit, like, he just came into the season, I'm cool with rebounding, I'm cool with doing this.
Listen, fuck a three-pointer. Could you imagine if Rodman had a mid-range jumper, like Mullen?
He could have developed that, because Al Horford developed a three-point shot. He didn't shoot at all when he came in the league. He didn't at all. Like, the last thing you would have ever had Al Horford do was shoot an outside shot. He practiced at the shot so much that eventually he was able to hit it consistent enough to where they weren't going to yell at him for shooting it.
You could thank Steph for that.
Well,
Shaq
Bob,
with a free throw.
Well,
look who it is.
If Rodman would have did that, Rodman partied in every offseason. He never worked on his craft. There's so many players, Sean Kemp. There's a lot of guys that they would have just worked on their craft after they got paid. Who really knows their potential?
Like I said, I don't even think Rodman needed an outside game. If he could have just had a mid-range, a killer mid-range, with the rebounding prowess that he had, the ability to score around the rim. If he had a mid-range, it would have been.
When he was younger, when he first came into the league, he could actually.
he had a jump shot. He had a jump shot. He never had to score.
Rodman hit those rim shots, all right, just the wrong kind of rim.
No, I mean Rodman could shoot all right. You know, he couldn't shoot threes, obviously, but he had a decent mid-range game. Every team he played for, though, what the fuck does he need to score for?
Oh, hold on, Schmidt. Let me back up here. The reason we're talking about Rod is because I brought up that Dwight Howard is now basically admitting that he's gay. Which led to Barkley saying that he found eyeliner or saw eyeliner in his locker back in the day, and then that led Pesci said, "Well, Rodman wore eyeliner." That's why
Rodman did it for shock value. Rodman did it for shock value.
But did you hear the Dwight Howard story?
What is he, a Peter Puffer?
Oh, he's saying someone had sued him for sexual assault. Now he's saying yes. You know, I had a threesome with these guys, but it was consensual.
No, that's what he just said. Dwight Howard's gay and had eyeliner. I said, what?
I thought you said something else. I thought you said kids.
No, I said, is he a Peter Puffer, a cocksucker?
Oh, I thought you meant like pedophile.
Up the Magic Dragon.
Off the Magic Dragon lives by the sea.
As the great Frank Sinatra once said, he's a little light in his loafers.
He did it his way.
All through a garden hose.
Some sugar in the gas tank.
He does it his way.
Well, is it really that surprising? Dwight Howard's a weirdo anyway.
He's got like 6 kids from 6 different women, though.
Well, fuck. Elton John has kids with his wives, so did Liberace.
Well, Elton never had any kids until he had that one he has now.
I thought he had kids with the wife he had for a while in the 70s.
I don't think so.
He might have an old kid, one that we never hear about, you know.
Like
Like
Freddie
John.
Mercury didn't Freddie Mercury have
Yeah,
daughters?
but Freddie was bi. He wasn't gay. He got AIDS from a woman.
Freddie,
You don't get AIDS from a woman, dude.
Freddie had a wife. I don't know if he had any children, but he did have a wife for sure.
If she got the HIV, but Freddie was banging so many guys, it wasn't even funny. Queen banged each other in the fucking recording studio.
And fucking Rock Hudson, you know, him and James
Piece of
Dean.
rock.
Him and James Dean had a piece of the rock.
Kenny Bolin.
Like Rock Hudson, Rock Hudson used to live here in Lexington, and back when Bear Bryant was the coach.
What does absolution mean?
For what?
Absolution.
In the game?
Yeah.
Request absolution. Maybe they're going to absolve you of all your
past
whatever
sin.
your past sin. In like church terms, that would be you're absolved of your wrongs. Like you're wrong. But basically, it's like getting your. Hey Pesci, it'd be like getting your court shit expunged. Basically.
You have not sinned when I.
Disillusion means you get rid of it. You're dissolving it. Absolving means you're forgiven. Disillusion means it goes apart, breaks apart, goes away, whatever.
You ask for dissolution and you get the other thing.
Yeah. Well, a priest always says they will absolve you of your sins. You know, all that bullshit. But
priests can't do anything.
Well,
that's the biggest farce I've ever heard.
You go call Rome and tell them that. And I don't mean Rome Major, I mean Rome, Italy.
Here goes this old hillbilly Baptist Jew over here running his dick licker again.
I've got COVID Hazel.
What's crazy is the pitcher for the Diamondbacks. He went to the same grade school I did.
COVID Hazel.
He's from here. He's from here in the Louisville. He played at like the little local Catholic college, Catholic high school, and the same Catholic grade school.
Bolin had Bill Dundee's secretary on tonight.
Yeah, I was looking for Bill Dundee. It was fucking.
Yeah, well, he's had both he's had both of them on before because that's the guy I think that basically like lives with him and takes him to all the conventions. You know, the dude's 80.
Oh
But he sets up his phone or tablet or whatever, so when Bill's gonna like do podcast or interviews, whatever.
Helps put him into that fucking jumpsuit he used to wear.
He's basically his handler, you should say. Handler, assistant.
Let's just being handler more than what he's supposed to.
Well, I mean, that's what he is. He's the guy that gets you there on time and drives.
That's what I said.
Did you see
that's what I said, Pesci. I said he's Bill Dundee's handler. His tard wrangler.
Oh, well, anyway, hey, Pesci, we were right once again when Bolin said, yeah, we cashed out most of our AMC stock, but we kept some as well.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he said that.
It was because I called. Listen, boss man. So listen to this.
He said that on his show tonight.
Let me finish, man. Let me tell him real quick. So the night Bolin came into the chat, we were actually clowning on AMC. And instead of Bolin telling us to fuck off, he wrote in the chat, maybe Pesci's on to something. After I said, Bolin, if your son and you are as smart as you claim, you guys cashed out when that shit was blah, blah, blah. And then after that, all that shit started coming out. With Bolin saying
that's BS, man, because he was giving bogus advice. And
sure, it is BS. Because he was like, well, I held like, dude, but then I put it into proportion. His son does not like his business friend. So let's just say they cashed out and they got $1 million. His son wouldn't want us knowing in a fucking heartbeat. He would have told his dad, listen, Dad, unless you want a problem with me or something in those lines, you better, or he'd probably say, I'll kill myself. You better stop telling my business. Let them know I'm holding. Tell them I hold it forever. I don't give a fuck about them. Let them figure it out. I'm cashing out. That motherfucker's been
Gonzo says that he pumped and dumped you.
Yeah, I would have made like a $4,800 profit just 2 months in. That ain't bad.
Well, you should have. I regret not selling when it was at 70 with my 25 shares.
No.
Are you live right now, Pesci?
I am.
Oh, Barkley is. Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's what he said on his
So
show.
basically, no one's listening.
Oh,
Right.
Gonzo's here.
I'm just
Oh
joking.
well,
Gonzo's
And
Gonzo and the three trolls are there. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
How you call me Cyclops?
he said on his show tonight. He said, yeah. He goes, we kept some, but we had a whole lot more. We should have cashed out more, but we cashed out some, and we set Christopher, or I set Christopher up nicely. That's what he
You
said.
see that? Think about what he did for months. When you would bring up AMC, he would say any day now, or blah blah blah. He never said, you know what? For those of you, dude, he tried to tell people to hold their shit like a criminal.
Mr.
Fuck
When I
off,
cash
Brad.
out, I'm gonna help everyone who helped me.
Well, that was his son's money. You know that. Come on.
Doesn't
I don't think Bowen ever had anything more than maybe 50 shares. This guy doesn't.
Maybe he
This
gave his
guy.
son some money.
This guy doesn't have. This guy doesn't have a savings account with even $2,000 sitting in it. How's he gonna get $5,000 for a trade like he's suggesting? He bought all those shares that he bought. About
They claimed
$5,000.
he had 10 grand set aside for Christopher.
This guy's never had 10 grand saved in his life.
No, that was his son putting whatever money he had, or because he actually worked and shit. You know, he was working a job and shit. So that was his son
Probably got a tax
spending every
return
dime
one
he
night.
had.
And that was the move they did with the tax return.
Well, let's not forget, Bolin was raising a lot of money back then with me and Pesci on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. I
So
didn't
let's
think
just say
that.
he.
He had tons. Yeah, he had thousands.
Right.
I didn't think of that.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just say he threw a couple grand in there, and his son threw a couple grand. Yeah, I could see you making 80 grand, whatever it was. You know, because fuck, Brad only spent $2,000 or whatever and made 60. And Bossman was about the same, or Bossman, Reverend Bossman, same difference. Reverend, same thing. Rev used his stimulus checks. Rev took two stimulus checks, or one stimulus check. So basically, like, that's what I'm saying. They probably, and Bolin's kid everybody got stimulus checks. So they probably used their stimulus checks, and well, because you make more than $125,000 a year per, you know, if you're a single dude.
Well, I was going to say, doesn't
Wait a
Chris?
minute. Why is there a python on inside or
Yeah, I mean,
NBA on TV?
Bowen got Reverend paid. I'd say that.
Yeah, and Brad, because Brad did options. They cashed out at 60
Did he though?
something or whatever. But yeah, he did.
Yeah, I don't know about Brad's thing.
Doesn't Chris
Here's
get
the only reason why I was
fucking?
weird about Brad saying, remember when Brad borrowed $250 off me? And I go, wait, or Barkley was in. Brad borrowed $250 off me, and I go, Brad, why wouldn't you just take it out of the fucking AMC? And he goes,
Yeah.
you can't touch that money. And
Here's
I go,
the thing.
Can't touch it.
Here's the
I go,
thing,
what do you
Schmidt.
mean you can't touch it? I go, you need to get your kids food. If you're borrowing $250 from me, you better figure out a way to touch the money. Oh, it's for my kids. What good is your kid's future if you can't take care of them today?
Here's the thing, Schmidt. I don't think AMC was trading options.
If he made any money, he didn't make much. Or he
What
just
I'm
blew
saying
it
is I don't think AMC. I'd have to go look, but at the time that it blew up during that Wall Street bets era, I don't think.
Well, he
I don't-
allegedly
Right,
cashed
but
out
what
the
I'm, what I'm
same time
saying
that.
is I don't think that the AMC stock price was ever high enough to qualify as an options trade.
Well,
So I really don't.
He claimed
think
he got
did.
options. He claimed he got options when it was $4 a share, and he cashed out because the options were at 60 or
That's the
70.
thing. When a stock starts trading below like $12 a share, they don't even sell options for it. So he could be.
Well, maybe it was more than that, but either way, he said his options were at like 70 or 72, whatever, because it got up to like 77, 79 or something.
Yeah, something sounds fishy about that.
Well, if he's, I guess if he was borrowing money.
That's what I do every day. You know? That's my job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would just.
Know why you would ask me to borrow $250,
Hey,
but you
as soon as that motherfucker would have hit 77, I'd have had my mouse ready on my TD Ameritrade,
figure this.
whatever.
His son moved out of the house, probably because bowling was becoming a nag, and now he had the money to leave. So his son was probably always planning his exit.
Well, he didn't live in the same place. He had his own apartment right above him.
Yeah, but still, that's basically living with your
That's
dad.
basically living with your dad, bro.
I think Bolin,
Yeah, but hey, dude, no. You don't. No. No, sir. He was not at beck and call. Trust me. Because there would be days. It would be on days. Trust me. There were days where Bolin would be like, "Hey, can you come over and do this?" That motherfucker wasn't gonna do shit.
Yeah, by
Pesci,
that time, his kid was sick of him.
Tell him about that fake
No,
Maya
this is from the.
account.
This is from the very beginning. I never had time because I was always I'm always been working, you know. So yeah, sure he would take out the trash or something, you know, like to the curb or whatever. Because they all, you know how when you're in duplexes and apartments and shit, you might share a couple trash cans, whatever. He did that kind of shit. But he wasn't there every day, like, there's nothing wrong with he was. I'm just saying he wasn't. No, he had a job, and what's her face was still there and shit. You know, he was doing his own thing.
Hey, Pesci, tell him about the fake Maya account that was in the chat tonight.
The fake Maya account said,
Oh god, that's funny.
and then it said something like,
Terrible.
This is where the guy gives his card. He put the scamming the money. So that's when you know it's not mine.
Right.
If you watch the show closely, I mean, you just know that he would have brought up the money part.
Oh, Jelani. It was Barkley the whole time, laddie.
I don't know if you guys remember that show when she was on. She was living in Ireland, and all of a sudden she had an Irish accent.
Of course she did, because she didn't want to be on that show. She was just fucking with Bolin and everybody. She wanted anybody that was new that didn't know who she was to think it was some completely different chick. She was just fucking with people. She's probably high. She was probably high as a kite or drunk as a skunk, bro.
She loves
The
weed.
plug. She loves weed. Is that what you said?
Yeah, she does. That she does.
I met her once.
Don't spoil it for me.
She's cool.
Does
She was
it?
nice. She's not.
Where'd you meet her at?
At Bolin's house.
She was at Bolin's house?
No.
I met her
Me.
fucking on stream, dipshit.
Oh, I thought. Well, I mean, okay.
It
To
does
me, that's
sound
not
like you
meeting
met her,
somebody.
but
I met her in
Yeah.
person. She was nice.
That's not meeting somebody. So if somebody would have asked you if you ever met me, you would just say, "Oh no."
Oh, I'd say, well, I've seen him
in
online.
person
I've talked to him
before?
online. Oh, I mean, I would clarify. I'd say not in person. But
Yeah, I met her in
met him
person. She was nice. She wasn't weird or anything.
Anybody that knows me is smart enough to know when I say I met fucking her that lives in another country.
Yeah, I guess I should have been thinking that way.
Doesn't Chris
Yeah.
have a fucking disability and collect fucking money?
No.
Well, Pesci, I
I
mean
would be
Pesci.
surprised if he filed for some shit, Schmidt. You act
Well,
like
I
he
mean-
didn't file for
Bolin says he's on the spectrum.
I don't know about all that shit. You know.
He's anything like his dad.
I think he's just talking shit. Chris
Well,
hates Chris does not want him to stream. He fucking hates it. He thinks that everybody is possibly the next Doyle and gonna stalk him and shit, fuck with him.
There's certain shit on the spectrum you get automatic money, so I hear.
Well, I think that's just Bolin talking
Yeah.
shit.
Kenny did all those. Kenny tried to do all those scare tactics. Kenny, you don't scare shit. You don't move.
I thought you were out. I thought you were outing yourself there, Sean
That
Smith.
you don't move.
He's just talking shit. That's all. That's
You
all.
talk shit to people.
I'm just saying, over the time that I've been involved, that's what I thought. Because even last night when you guys were talking about Chris, you say that fucking superhuman retard streak, you know.
Well, anybody could have that. I mean,
yeah, but usually people with problems have that shit.
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, you would know. Tell us all about it, Sean.
Hey, so did anyone talk to Bowen about
Sean,
the fight?
hold on. Now, Sean, do you like tater tots and cake?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
French fried potatoes.
You like French fried potatoes?
You like French fried taters? You like all rider taters?
No, but if you ever notice, man,
What kind
special
of cake?
people. Hey, bro, if you got cake, special people will love you forever.
Nice.
What kind of cake?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You say cake, donut,
When you
tater
the one you
tots,
get at McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's. You say Happy Meal. They're the
cake at
happiest
McDonald's.
motherfucker ever.
You got a happy camper with a happy meal.
Yeah, McDonald's does have a cake. Most people don't know that. You can, if you go to McDonald's and ask for the birthday cake, they will sell you one. It's a little cake.
Well, that's
Not
what
little,
you get when
it's
you
like
used
a
to have,
sheet.
don't you remember? Yeah, a sheet cake when you used to have the parties there.
Yeah, they have cake. I don't know what the price is.
The birthday parties there.
And it's probably like, depending on location now.
Yeah. You know who has a good cake too, but it's a little on the oily side? KFC, that bundt cake, that black bundt cake.
Oh yeah.
That shit's old as fuck.
No, it's made by It's not made by KFC. It's Yum
Well,
Brands.
you get it at
Well, I'm saying,
KFC.
yeah, it's been around since I've worked here.
Oh well, yeah, but
You
KFC.
went to
they have-
KFC? No shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
KFC.
not 15 years old.
Yum Brands, who owns what Taco Bell and Long John Silver's and Pepsi
Right.
and all that shit. They outsource that shit because the cakes are made here in town.
Oh.
And they're made at a bakery. It's like a good bakery, actually. That's probably why they're good.
Yeah. Son,
Yeah.
you got tasty cakes up there.
Yep.
Philly?
Yes.
Not
Philly, I
New
ain't
Jersey.
Philly.
New Jersey.
Don't
New
insult
York.
me like that now.
What's the other brand up there?
Pat and Allen, bitch.
Bastard shot me.
Well, we used to have the tasty cakes. Used to have. Well, I mean, some of the Hostess is still around, but we had
Yeah,
Hostess
but there was
cake.
another brand that was pretty much up in that just in that northeast area.
Hostess, Little Debbie, Mrs.
No, it wasn't a nationwide one. I forget the name of that.
Entenmann's?
Nah, that's nationwide.
Yeah, that's no, but are you talking about the one that has like a lady's name or something? Isn't it like a
Can't
lady's
remember.
name or something? It's like Sally's or I don't know. It's just some kind of like lady's name. That's the ones I'm thinking of. Because sometimes you would see them in vending.
It seems like
machines
it's
at the
just a
airport.
name, yeah, like that.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know, but Hostess, man, we used to back in the day when they'd have the who makes the bread? Oh fuck, Bunny Bread or whatever.
Wonder Bread?
Yeah, Wonder Bread and Bunny
Hey.
Bread and all that shit. Hostess, they had like a store that would have all the shit that was going to expire. It was like a factory
Right.
outlet store, bro.
I
should live in-
Entenmann's had them too.
About Brad.
What?
Remember when he went to that cabin with that girl last time, and I go, and he goes, I split it with her down the middle, and I go, well, I go, sounds like next time you're just gonna pay for that thing outright. And that was when he was gonna come up and got the cabin again, but he probably paid for it all.
What do you-
Gonzo says
Sean.
Little Debbie.
Yeah.
Is it Drake's? Does that ring a bell?
There's Drake's, yes. Drake's another
Yeah,
cake.
yeah, Drake's is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Little Debbie and Hostess. I think they both had because they were both owned by the Snack and Bread Company or whatever. They both had factory stores. They're gone now. The Hostess one was fucking great. You get the fucking little cupcakes and the fucking oatmeal pies and all
Well,
that.
Hostess is back. Someone bought Hostess and brought it back.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think some of that stuff, not everything. I think the Twinkies and shit. I don't
Yeah,
don't quote me,
remember-
but I thought
Remember they were gonna try to get rid of Twinkies and people like revolted.
Well, yeah, because the bakers wanted a lot more money. And they said, okay, you shut down.
I mean, Twinkies are good, but don't get me wrong.
I don't think they're that good.
I like the
Dude, they're
chocolate
freaking
ones.
small now. They're really small.
Yeah. Hey, just they're a, what was that he says in Die Hard? A nutritious, something other American snack.
Golden sponge cake.
I love those Hostess cupcakes with the white swirl on top.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
are way better. Yeah, those are fucking way better.
I always just take the topping off and eat the
The
cupcake.
And the
eat
other thing, what was
frosting
it?
Fudge
Yankee Doodles?
rounds. The fucking
But you
fudge
needed to drink
rounds,
something
the
with them.
fucking oatmeal pies.
What was it,
Choose
Sean?
The Yankee
cup-
Doodles, the long, it looked like a hot dog almost per se.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, with the icing on top and shit. Yeah,
Well, in the
Cream in
middle.
the middle.
The icing was in the middle.
yeah, the
But
cream
if
in the
you
middle.
didn't-
Yeah, those ding dong. Well, those are ding dongs, aren't they?
Hostess,
No, that's the
Hostess
chocolate
liquidated. Hostess liquidated the Twinkie brand. There's another company that's making
Well, yeah. Okay, so it's
The
not the
ring
ding
dings
dong.
and the
ding dongs. You mean?
those were like chocolate covered.
Squirt battle.
Those
Guess
cake
you could
rolls,
say-
all that shit's good, man.
Hey, what was the one that was kind of, it came in an aluminum foil.
That was
And,
the cupcakes, right?
No, the
I think those are
cupcakes
the
came
Yankee
in a
Doodles.
tray.
Was it the Yankee
Oh,
Doodles?
you know what those were? Those were the
Oh boy,
oh,
this is gonna take a while.
ding dongs. Ding dongs,
Ding
right?
dongs.
Yeah.
I said ding dongs already.
Yeah, they were in the middle. And the cupcakes came in the chocolate cupcakes with the cream in the middle. Those came in a metal.
No, those
Wow.
came in a tray, a plastic tray inside of.
Oh yeah, but if you got them in a single package, they came in a little aluminum.
Dude, you know
aluminum.
what? The little Debbie brownies, they weren't like regular brownies, but they were good, man.
Well,
They
yeah,
were
they
like-
had the one with the nuts on it, and then later on, of course, they had the
Yeah.
ones with sprinkles because some people might have an allergy or whatever.
Yeah.
They were good. Dude, I used to tear all that shit up back
And
in
the
the day.
oatmeal
I'm gonna
pies,
go this way.
oatmeal cookies.
Hey, the strawberry shortcakes, I eat a whole box of them motherfuckers.
I can't do that.
Not now, I won't, but back then I would. I'd have to get really high to eat any of that shit, man.
You go to the little candy store. You get them for like the little Debbie's anyway, like 25 cents a thing.
Oh yeah. Well, they all those little the fudge round, the oatmeal pie, the Nutty Buddy, the Star Crunch, all that shit was a quarter. Then it was 50, and it was 75. Now it's $1.50
No,
or
a
whatever.
pack of ding dongs is almost $3 out here.
Well, that's what I'm saying now. Yeah. But dude, hey,
But I remember
In
when
the
I was
night-
growing up, we used to go to the Hostess outlet store like you
Hey,
were talking about.
yeah, up until about 10 years ago, you could still get all that shit for like 75 cents.
What about the pies? Remember the pies? The apple pie and the
Yeah, those
fucking
were good.
blueberry
I
pie?
like
Yeah.
the chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate, banana, peach,
There was,
apple, cherry,
The
all that shit.
vanilla one was very underrated too.
Fuck yeah, the lemon and hey, I'm telling you, the peach, the lemon, and the vanilla were underrated.
It was fruit pie, the magician.
Yeah, because they had the old time boxes and shit. Now like Kroger and Walmart and all the different stores, they had their own version of it too.
Right.
But you know, when you're a poor hillbilly in Kentucky, you a lot of times that's what you got was the Kroger brand.
No, the
Xbox
CS.
had the no frills brand.
Hey, you know those things are still only like $1 now. They're still only like $1 here at Kroger anyway. The Lakers lost, and so did the. I was watching the end of the Warriors game before I came in here.
Nice.
So,
Snap this guy's
call
neck.
me dumb, but who's in the World Series? Texas and who?
The Rangers and the
Arizona, I think.
Diamondbacks.
Oh yeah.
All the Diamondbacks, maybe?
They made it back, huh?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they beat the Phillies tonight in Game 7. The guy pitching, that's why I said the guy pitching, the winning pitcher for the Diamondbacks went to the same grade school I did. Because they were talking
yes.
about it. I saw it on Facebook and shit.
And my son went to high school with Musgrave,
Oh,
the
great.
Padres.
There we go. I have to fight these guys.
But evidently he's a good kid, so hey, what the hell? His parents still live in the old neighborhood, so what the fuck, you know? Can't be half that. Oh shit! What was? Oh fuck! What was the other thing? What was the little? Was it Little Debbie or Hostess? I can't remember. You had zingers. Zingers were like the cake with the.
They still make zingers.
Do they? I haven't seen those in a while.
Weren't zingers like with the strawberry or some shit?
That's one of
They
them.
had yeah, they had multiple.
Coconut?
Yeah, but they were like the cake with the cream in the middle, basically, right?
I believe so.
Talking about like the snowball things?
No, those are ding dongs.
No, the snowball.
No, there was a
Those are called
snowball.
snowballs.
That's what it was called, a
snowballs,
snowball.
Oh, okay.
No, but the thing I'm talking about was sort of like a, I guess a Twinkie, but with, I don't know, strawberry and coconut around it or something, and I forget what was in the middle, maybe strawberry.
That's great. Here we go again.
A long time ago.
You got black and white cookies up there?
Oh yeah.
Fruit
Yeah,
pies.
there's a deli out here. They're flying over from New York.
Well,
Oh, you know what you're talking about? You're talking about zingers. Zingers are the strawberry with the little sprinkles with the cream, the middle. You're talking those are zingers.
Right.
They had raspberry and strawberry. Donuts, fruit pies, cupcakes, ding dong, ding, donuts, Susie Q's. There you go. That was the ones that were like cake with cream in the middle, kind of sponge
Yes. Right.
cake.
There's a pretty big.
Bill said he'd fight Jacob Street Rules if Barkley buys him a new computer.
And
No
what was that
balls.
one? What was that one? Little Debbie Nutty
That
Buddy
would be,
Bars or something?
Yeah, Nutty Buddy.
Pretty sure Jacob
Or
would
Nutty
beat the
Buddy.
living hell out of him. It's not all there.
Those were good, man. Those Nutty Butters or whatever they're called. Nutty Butters.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember Clark bars? The candy bar?
I
It
did.
was like
I think they
a
still make them, though.
precursor to Butterfinger.
Little Debbie, they make, let's see, honey buns, oatmeal pies, zebra cakes, Swiss cake rolls, brownies.
Yeah, who's gonna fight these guys?
They also make Oreo.
Dude, the reason I don't buy that stuff
Grandma's
is
cookies.
I'll sit and just smash that whole package in one setting.
Make the Danishes, all that shit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy it because then I'll just demolish a whole box one night. There were some other candy bars they don't make anymore.
I think they still make Clarks, no?
I haven't seen them.
I think so. Well, maybe you'll see them at Halloween.
Remember, it's on the tip of my tongue. $100,000 bar or whatever it was.
Yeah, 100 grand or some shit.
They changed it. It used to be $100,000 bar, and they changed it to 100 grand. Those are pretty good. Gosh, you remember the commercials for Almond Joy and what was the other one? Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Mounds and Almond Joy.
Yeah.
But Little Debbie had the Star Crunch too. The other thing made me, the candy bar made me think of that. It was like a round thing with like, I don't know. I guess you could say like Rice Krispies, but they were chocolate covered or something.
Dude, Reese's was my favorite growing up, and my neighbor had Mallow cups, and I thought it was the same thing. I spit that out, dude. Those things are so nasty. It's like marshmallow and Mallow cups or something. Remember those, Schmidt? Yeah, we lost Smith.
Did we?
Remember what?
Mallow cups.
Yep. Remember the devil? Those little the little hey, little Debbie also had those in individuals. I don't think they had them in the bigger boxes. They would come like a pack of cupcakes, and they were called devil squares, and they were chocolate instead of like the squares you buy in a box, but they were chocolate. So that's the only way you could get them.
The things that I was thinking about before was called devil dogs. Remember I said like they were like hot dogs, devil dogs.
I don't think I ever saw those.
Yeah, they were.
It's also what you call them.
They look like hot dogs, but they had cream in the middle. It was like a chocolate cake, and God forbid you needed something to drink because it was dry as fuck and they get stuck in your throat sometimes.
There's more of these guys? Oh, man.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. I look at them now. Hostess made them. Drake's, you can get them at Walmart. I go get them right now. Drake's Devil Dog.
There you go.
Yeah, Drake's cakes.
They got like 5 different fucking packages. They're basically like, hold on. Same thing as... They're basically, okay, that's their version of Ding Dong. Basically, that's what it looks like. Or, no, not Ding Dongs. Hold on. Ding Dongs are the round ones. Not Zingers.
Oh, girl. Gotta whack this girl out. There we go.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold
Hey,
on.
Yakuza?
No, you know what it is? It's basically their version of Suzy Q. They're kind of that foamy, like you said, you gotta have something to drink.
No, the Suzy Q's were a little on the oily side. That was good. The Devil Dogs were the dry shit.
Oh. Evidently, Hostess actually made them, but Drake's Cakes makes them now.
Oh, okay, they got caught up in that.
Sliver?
You can get them dipped in. Hey, you can get them dipped in fudge now at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Amazon too, but Walmart. I can go pick them up tomorrow.
I think that outfit that bought Nabisco, Melendez or something, they might have had a hand in. I think they bought Wonder Bread, but I'm not sure.
I can never stand Wonder Bread.
And then busted up the cake companies, like you said.
How do they keep grabbing her?
Oh, bro, you know, it was another good one they had. Because I remember the Drake's cakes. They had the yodels and the
yodels were good.
And the little fucking coffee cake, the little streusel crumbly coffee cake. The fucking coffee
the Swiss, Little Debbie had a version called Swiss something, Swiss rolls or something.
Yeah, that's the same as the yodel.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the little. Yeah, the little coffee cake with the crumblies.
Oh yeah, the crumbles on top.
That motherfucker was good as shit. If I had a box, I would eat a whole box of those coffees. That's why I can never go to that aisle at the store ever. I don't even go down the candy aisle. I don't go down the cookie aisle or whatever.
Yeah, Nutter Butters is my downfall.
Yeah, I don't even go to the middle aisles at all, unless it's the frozen section, maybe for some vegetables. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can't ice cream or vegetables. That's the only thing I ever get. Otherwise, I'm in the produce, meat, cheese, dairy, whatever. Alcohol, beer. That's about it, really. And well, I guess the dog aisle too.
I used to listen to this like holistic doctor, and she always said, just shop around the perimeter of the store. Don't go down everything down the middle's poison.
Well, that's like they say, don't go shopping hungry.
Yeah, or stoned.
You buy the whole fucking joint.
Yeah, you buy the whole joint if you're high as a motherfucker, dude.
I could
We're
imagine.
still not in the clear yet. There's more fucking Yakuza.
You'll be over there at
Jesus
the goddamn.
Christ.
You'll make the mistake of going high to Walmart or Kroger grocery or whatever and be like, "What'd you get?" Well, I got nachos, chicken strips, a whole rotisserie chicken, sushi, candy bars, Skittles, whiskey,
Can't use
beer,
this finish. Can't handle
and orange juice.
it. Oh,
危ないからうち よし行くで
oh no, they're gonna see us.
How come I don't see Barkley's stream on YouTube?
You'd be able to.
We'll have to
God.
look up.
What's the name of your channel?
Averaging down.
I looked it up. I didn't find anything. I even went to like live with that name.
Yeah, it wasn't popping up on my stuff.
You've been shadow banned.
That actually sucked to me.
No, I know, but I couldn't find it. I tried to put your thing on your
See, Jacob Waters is old shit.
Oh no. Don't touch her. I'll send you a link right now.
行くでついてこいや
Right now. Okay, Rev, I believe.
Yep, I don't see it.
Averaging down trading strategy?
No. That's what it is. Yeah, put it in the Discord right now.
I don't see your channel.
It's in the PWO gaming chat.
I made you. How dare you? Piece of shit nothing. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, it's hard to find, Barkley.
Guess I'll have to change my
Hey, there
name.
was a line tonight,
こっ
Schmidt,
ちあかん
where he said something about feeding
こ
eight
っちや
families.
階段降りるで
No, they're sending. No, he said they're sending 7 families to the Popeyes in
みんな余
Manila.
裕ないわしっかり捕まってろや
A thriller in Manila.
行くでついてこいや
Gorilla and-
When I get the gorilla in Manila. And where am I supposed to find your link to this?
It's in the
Gaming.
It's in the PWO gaming.
I know he was talking
危ないから後
about
ろにおれ
a while ago. He talked about, or when this Popeye shit first started, he was talking about doing it on Thanksgiving or Christmas or some shit.
振り切れない
Sending them.
Oh, it's all one word.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Oh, my bad.
Piece of shit
手こず
nothing.
らせてくれたな兄さんくそしつこいやっちゃな
Fucking gonzo.
ここでじっとしとけ誠ちゃん先逃がしてもええでその代わり
Sounds like a
ここで
scam.
お前を確実にぶっ殺す
Yeah, the
それからゆっくりと誠ちゃん捕まえて連れて行かせてもらう
I guess if Bowen said Christopher's gonna be traveling and the world and doing this stuff, so I guess
There you are.
he's like
Long enough to where he doesn't want to look like a kid. He's telling people to not sell.
oh come on, Pesci, you don't know how to work. You're just over there lying. Throwing goddamn children in the goddamn Cleveland Zoo over there, pushing in the cheetah pit. Well, I guess he won't be able to fight Jacob Waters. He'll be out of the country, evidently.
Yeah, right. Don't you want to bet he's not going anywhere?
He's going to hunt down Maya.
Oh, Janani. I knew it was in Ireland the whole time. What's your end game, Barkley?
What is What is Boss Man? What is Schmidt? You said he works at a church, right?
Oh, I have no idea now. He used to work at a Catholic university. But that's been a couple of years. I have no idea. And I'm sure he likes to keep it that way, so nobody knows what he's doing, which I don't blame him. Because Kenny, he'd be talking about it if he told him about it.
I'm just saying, if this guy had money to be traveling, why would he be living with mom still? I know if I was living with my parents at my age and I told them I was getting ready to go to Europe, they'd probably kick me out of the house.
Yeah, they'd be like, you got money for Europe, motherfucker. You got money to live on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Well, getting to Europe's cheap when you're there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true, but
It's not that crazy expensive to get there as long as you got a passport and somewhere to stay for. If you got somewhere to stay for free, then yeah, you can really live cheap because all you need is food and water to survive. Otherwise, but you still need money to go do shit.
I had a friend out here that in 1988, I believe, 88 or 89, he took off to Europe. He was just going to backpack for a year. And he just stay on people's couches.
The old typical trust fund baby. I'm going to backpack through Europe for a year and decide what I want to do with my life.
No, it wasn't a trust fund. They were just average people. He worked at a pizza shop. I think he saved up his money.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's an experience of a lifetime. Being able to travel Europe for like a year or however long. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
what are we gonna have?
Yeah, because travel over there. Travel over there between countries is cheap.
You just ride
Well, yeah,
the
because that's what I'm saying. You can ride the train everywhere over there.
Yeah, or you can
Like
even
Japan.
fly. Even flights are cheap over there.
Yeah, that was crazy. We looked up, Bob looked up flights to.
I could go to Japan, right? I could go to Japan and have a part of the plane where I could sleep in my seat for $1,300.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Round trip.
Yeah, that's
Two
cheap as
round
fuck.
trip to London for $5.
Yeah. Well, that's what Bob said. He was to like go to Turkey. It was like $500 round trip or something crazy.
I've been trying to convince the girlfriend. We haven't traveled internationally together. I've been trying to convince her to come to Japan with me, but she's like, I don't know if I have time. I gotta take off work. And we ain't doing no Brad shit. That'll come right out of my fucking pocket.
The boogeyman says Europe ain't cheap.
No, it isn't.
No, once you get there, it's not.
No, he says food, alcohol, accommodation. Yeah, if you got somewhere free to stay though, that
it'd be like
helps.
It'd be like my cousin has a fucking chateau in Italy.
Damn, is he about to chop this bitch's head off while she's...
Yeah, well, my uncle lived in England. That was nice to be able to stay there free. Because we got to do everything. We got to do everything for nothing.
He's got his fucking Ferrari over there. He races it. He just gets in his little fucking race outfit and races his fucking Ferrari.
Lord.
I'd rather go back to New Zealand than Australia, boogeyman.
That's like the ultimate fucking Guido flex.
He's got the house. He's got this summer. He got the house, but he spent the fucking 2 weeks on a yacht. He rented a fucking yacht for him and the family. They just went fucking island hopping or whatever the fuck they did.
I mean, if they went to Turks and Caicos or the Mediterranean.
No, I'm talking about in Italy. They flew to Italy. They flew to Italy. Had the yacht. The yacht was already set up, and it was like that show, the yacht show on fucking TV.
Below Deck.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I look at it this way.
Below Deck.
I've been on enough houseboats and cruise ships and shit to know.
This wasn't no fucking houseboat.
No, he's talking about a yacht.
Yeah, but still, it's still a
Monaco yacht.
Yeah, but it's still just a hotel. It's still just a hotel.
On water, but yeah, it had the fucking crew, the chef, and all that fucking shit.
It's a giant cabin cruiser on the fucking ocean.
The fucking they went when they weren't eating on the fucking boat. With the chef, they would take the fucking the launch, take them out to wherever fucking island they would buy or whatever.
Oh yeah, go shopping, go out to eat, whatever.
Yeah, my cousin's
Of
retarded.
course.
Yeah, see, I have no desire to do all that shit. Now, a sailboat, that's a whole different ballgame. I don't
was
want
in
all
the
that.
But you wouldn't
Well,
take
I mean,
you wouldn't take a catamaran out in the middle of the ocean.
No, we would rent the catamaran the 6 times or whatever I went to St. Martin. We'd rent the catamaran for the day. It was all right. It was cool.
No, I'm taking a sailboat like from here to Europe. Or,
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Or,
I don't know if I went to that.
Or here down through the Panama Canal and go around to like cruise up to Barkley.
I don't know if
I would do
want
that.
to cross any oceans in a little boat like that.
I have
You're
friends
safer.
that have done that.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
it can be done, but I've seen the videos of the container ships, and those big motherfuckers get tossed around.
I have really highly considered doing the transatlantic. The same route that Titanic. Got the QE2. It's the only.
Hey, you see how that ended up?
It's the only transatlantic.
You know they have a Titanic museum in Ireland.
Yeah, that's where the ship was built. Built in Belfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy I know that lives up in what the hell is that? Up near Canada. It's not Canada, but Halifax. I'm sorry, Halifax.
Nova Scotia.
He's over there now with his girlfriend or wife, whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah, the ship only birthed in Liverpool. It was built in Belfast. It's a very good museum.
They fuck with those fucked up.
Yeah, I would just like to take a
Chris
sailboat.
and Maya have been there.
Yeah, I would just take the sailboat to wherever the fuck. Well, let's just say we're not going to Africa on the sailboat. We're not going to the Middle East on the sailboat, and we're not going anywhere near China or North Korea or anywhere like that on the boat. We're only going to Europe. We'll go down to the Panama Canal and come up the West Coast and all that, but we're going to be far away from land because that's where the pirates are. The pirates are always close to land.
You would have been. What was it? When was it? That wasn't that long ago. The tail end of the summer. The Panama Canal was so fucked up because it was the dry season, and they had I guess below average rainfall, so they had a draft limit on the ships, and they would limit the amount of ships that would run through there a day. So they had like a backlog of fucking ships on both sides.
The USA should have never gotten rid of control of the Panama Canal. That was a mistake.
Chris Bowen could take on any IRA members.
When I first saw the Panama Canal on TV, you know how it works, way different than what I imagined. I didn't picture it like that as a kid.
What, the Panama Canal?
Yeah.
Well, they just widened it.
Yeah, it's just a little bitty fucking river that has locks and gauges and dams and shit.
Yeah, I didn't know it had all that when I was a kid. I just thought they just dug this thing and.
Oh yeah, it's basically a giant version of like the Ohio River, Mississippi River locks and dams. Same era, same principle.
I said they widened it. Why did they make it deeper? But what do I know? But underneath it, there's like caves that the water actually, when they dump the water and all, the water goes into the caves.
Yeah, it's only fucking 14 feet deep or 20 foot deep. It might be 30 in the channel or something.
Yeah.
But it depends on it depends on the size of the ship and all that anyway too, because they'll come through with a cutter like they do the Ohio River and cut that motherfucker, and it'll be 60 foot deep. So a bigger boat can come through. That's how they do that.
Yeah, well, that's why they widened it, because they widened the container ships to fit more containers on it.
Yeah, they dredge that shit. They come through with a cutter and fucking roll giant motherfuckers.
They had to raise the bridge here to allow the bigger ships to come underneath it. The bigger container ships.
Yeah, to go to the port. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what was supposed to happen was both projects, as they were supposed to be working on the bridge while they were working on the canal, but
They
because
didn't.
that particular, that particular bridge, it was over 100 years old, so they made it a
What bridge is
it
that?
got the Bayonne Bridge. It got
Oh,
uh,
the one to the shithole. Okay, I got you.
the one to the port.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the fucking marsh, man. That's the fucking shithole.
Well, it's that part of Staten Island has 3 different bridges. It's the Bayonne Bridge, the Outer Bridge, and the 4
No, I'm
bridges.
just
What am I
saying.
saying?
I'm just saying because Bayonne, New Jersey, is pretty rugged and old, and
It's a commercial town, but now they're trying to make it a.
well, I'm sure they're trying to gentrify it now and put fucking distilleries and beer places.
No, but they're trying to make it like Hoboken, easy access to go to Manhattan and stuff like that. They've been doing that for years.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
But what happened was when the Bayonne Bridge hit 100,
Who's the most famous person from Bayonne?
the Bayonne Bleeder, the guy that made Rocky on.
Right, the real Rocky, Chuck Webner.
Chuck Webner. I met Chuck. Tall dude.
Yeah.
He was a. When
Go
I
ahead,
met him,
Son, what were you saying? The bridge turned 100. They made it a
they
landmark
gave
or something?
they made it some. It got some fucking
Historical designation.
yes. So what happened was
It cost them a whole lot more money to do it.
they couldn't just knock it down, what they originally wanted to do, because they tried they tried using dynamite to dredge the channel. That didn't work.
They can't tear it down because they have when it gets designated like historical, you're supposed to try to keep the original facade as much as possible. So
you know what they did, and I met an Indian guy that was one of the engineers. They were smart. Somebody figured out that only the middle part, the superstructure, was the part that was historic. So what they did is what I said. They raised the bridge. They took that middle part, put it up in the air, and they raised the roadways on both sides. But by the time they figured it out and did it, they were done with the Panama Canal first. So when the bigger ships started coming over here, there was only one terminal that they could go to because it doesn't go underneath the bridge. So the ships will go. The ships will go in. Either they were coming in light, so they could navigate the channel with the depth, because these fucking ships are so big.
Right, too heavy.
Yeah, they had to go to the other ports, but then as soon as they raised that bridge and the ships started coming, then this terminal, or I should say this port, during COVID and all that fucking shipping shit, beat out Los Angeles and Long Beach as the busiest port in the country. It went from number 3 to number 1, basically.
Yeah. Now, Barkley, the port out there is in Oakland, isn't it?
Port of Oakland.
There's Long Beach.
I'm talking about where Barkley's at. It's Oakland. It's not San Fran. Oakland has the port, right?
Yeah. I mean, SF has piers. The main port is the Port of Oakland.
Right.
You remember those big 4-legged robots from The Empire Strikes Back, the AT-ATs?
Yeah.
So George Lucas got the inspiration from those AT-ATs from the cranes at the port.
Yeah, because the way they move. Yeah. Yeah, the Long Beach port, the LA, the New York, and the New Orleans are like into Miami. Those are like the busiest.
Dude, I missed the left turn leaving my daughter's cheer competition, and I drove into the port. It took me 10 minutes to find a place to do a U-turn. Crazy, man. Just containers everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was telling people. I was like, anybody out there who's young enough to do it, don't go to college. Unless you're going to be an attorney, a doctor, or some kind of real nurse, some kind of profession, or accountant, whatever. But go to fucking trade school. Learn to operate that crane at the port, and you'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with no debt.
Yeah.
Go operate the crane in Nashville, in Austin, Texas, and Vegas, where they're building fucking high rises left and right. You'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars with no debt. You know, you can make 80 grand just being a fucking apprentice electrician. You can be if you're a crane operator, a earth mover, big heavy equipment operator, bro, you're making six figures all day, every day, no matter what city, what state. And Vegas is usually where you're going to have to go for the training for a couple months, but it's worth it. Just like going to truck driving school.
I think my brother-in-law went to somewhere in Arizona for crane.
Yeah, I'm saying it's always like Nevada, Utah, Arizona, where there's plenty of room to do it. But yeah, dude, if I had it to do over, I would go become a crane operator or something like that. If I had it to do it over,
you gotta have
dude. If you did that when you're, just say you're 22, 23, 24, 25, or 30 or under. You could go work there for like 20 years and fucking retire and not worry a bit.
You gotta have some. Excuse me. You gotta have some. What? No, I'm saying to be a crane person for a building, you know, for construction crane person.
Oh
you
yeah, yeah. They're not gonna put you
on
that. Yeah, they're not going to put you there right away. I'm just saying you got to go to the school first.
No, there. I know that, but I'm saying just
He's saying you got to have nerves.
The crane, you know, goes up with the building. As the building gets taller, the crane is going up along with it.
Yeah,
and then that motherfucker's up in the sky. Once you get to the top, that fucker's up in the sky.
Yeah, You're
going to apprentice for a while, so you're going to learn. You're going to learn OJT, baby.
I mean, to do the new cranes for these bigger ships are taller and go out farther, but you gotta.
It's just a giant version of the machine, the claw. I mean, that's really what it is, with way more sophistication, way more real life damage. But that is the basics of it. You need to have great concentration, hand-eye coordination, skill, not be a dumbass.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's only two ways up.
It's like the guy when you take the boat out. You don't trust everybody to back the truck down for the boat.
No, you get trained. I mean, you get trained like everything else because that's just it. You got it. The
like
people
the military.
That are working below you are entrusting their fucking lives to you.
Right. It's like the fucking military. If you knew some of the dumbasses that they put in charge of the shit that protects us, you'd be like, oh my god.
I know, because the container ships, the containers that you actually can see is called above deck, but there's containers below deck.
Oh yeah.
That you don't see, but the hatches weigh somewhere, depending upon the size, the length, and the width of the ship, maybe 100,000 pounds or so. So you got a 100,000 pound hatch up in the air. They do fall sometimes.
Well, also remember those each one of those containers is 40 something feet long.
Well, you got two. Well, no, yeah, you got on the container ship. You have 20 footers, 40 footers, and 45 footers.
Yes, I would say 44, 40, 20.
Now, the containers that go on the rail, they're bigger. You can have 53 footers on the rail.
Yeah, that's another job that pays well. You go work for CSX, L&N, New York, Pennsylvania, whatever railroad, because they're all owned by like 6 companies now. But you go work for any of them, you'll make killer money, but you will not be at home much.
Well, that's just it. I mean, when you're a longshoreman,
always on call. Always.
You know, there's with the longshoremen. There's two different unions. There's the ILA out here and the ILWU out west, and it's basically the same job, but because the terminals are different, sometimes it's a little bit of a setup. But a little bit different setup. But it's basically the same thing. And
yeah, long hours, and you're always on call.
Out here,
you can't say no unless you already have prearranged, you know, because you're off for being sick or vacation.
Well, out here, out here you get called. I mean, some of these guys out here have like 2-3 different phones.
Yeah, of course.
Because God forbid,
man.
God forbid you tell them, yeah, I'm coming, and you don't. Then they look to fuck you.
Yep. The guy I work with, the guy I tailgate with at the Louisville game, he works for the railroad. He's got a separate phone. He even still has a pager from them where they just send text messages, and it'll only make a noise if it's like beep beep beep, because that means I gotta leave.
Right.
You know. That means, there's a train blocking a main road in Louisville, and he's got to go because they got to, move some shit.
Now,
hey, what do the merchant marines do?
Nothing anymore.
Not really. They used to protect ships and stuff like that during wartime, and protect military ships, civilian, like a ship that's a hospital during Vietnam, hauling injured guys back to Thailand or Taiwan, whatever the fuck.
Well, I remember people that were merchant marines back in the 90s. So you're saying they don't exist anymore?
I'm sure they still exist. They're just
I don't know what they do.
Basically, the U.S. Coast Guard and other private entities kind of handle what they used to do. My father
was a merchant marine.
Merchant marine used to merchant marines used to be part of the military. Oh, they might still be.
They might still. I think they still are, but I don't know. What they do. You'd have to Google it. But my father, when he got drafted or whatever, it was during the tail end of World War II. So he went in the merchant marines. He was stationed down in Florida.
Here you go. It says the U.S. Merchant Marine is composed of United States civilian mariners, meaning like if me and you all have a boat. U.S. civilian and federally owned, like military boats.
Yeah,
and that's what
he was
back in the day. Back in the day, they would protect civilian and hospital ships and people, and they would also help protect oil and resources. But it says they merchant marines mainly transport domestic and international cargo passengers during peacetime and maintain deep-sea merchant ships, tugboats, towboats, ferries, dredges, excursion vessels, charter boats, etc. on the Great Lakes, rivers, canals, harbors, and other waterways. It says in times of war, like World War II, the merchant marines can be an auxiliary of the Navy and be called upon to deliver military personnel and equipment.
My father used to joke. Because the bulk of what he did was on a base, but somebody asked him one time, "Oh, did you go out on the water or whatever?" He goes, "The fucking boat hardly ever left the dock," because it was the tail end of World War II.
Wow.
He boxed more than he sailed.
For him. Sailing anyway.
But then I think what happened was I don't think it was when he got out, because like I said, it was World War II. But I think sometime after World War II, they made those guys eligible to be a part of the GI Bill. And he actually did it. Because he used to go to the before he passed away. He used to go to the the fuck they call that? The VA for the to the doctors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then he bought sort of like what in the 70s, what they used to do is sort of like what I didn't hear the whole story with Rev, but in the 70s, Florida was is mostly fucking,
Okay,
especially the
okay.
West Coast.
This basically sums it up. They're no longer. Okay, basically, it'd be like fishermen, and if we had a boat, we would be considered merchant marines, and they could deputize us to like go to war if we needed to or some shit. That's what they did back in the day. Okay, no
Yeah,
shit. That's really what it is. It
like
says the
those crab
merchant marine
fishermen.
you're right. It says the merchant marine is part of the maritime trade industry, concerned with transporting cargo and sometimes passengers from place to place via water routes. It is also known as the commercial shipping industry. Merchant mariners operate ships and other water vessels in domestic and so it's anybody now. It's not
So it's
really a
not
thing.
something you go sign up for.
I mean, then they still exist, I guess. Some maybe there's certain companies that use them, but yeah, it's all privatized now.
I was just wondering what kind of money they made.
Well, back then yeah, I think back then I think it was just go there instead of going to like the Army or Navy.
Yeah, you had a choice. I think you had a choice.
Yeah, fuck that. Join the Coast Guard.
But then, like I said, I think when my father got out, he got an honorable discharge. I seen it, but I don't think he was eligible for the GI
Well,
Bill. I think they did that after the fact, after World War II.
right.
They said, okay,
Yeah, they never gave
Okay, we
benefits to
believe
merchant
you.
marines. They never gave merchant marines benefits until like 40 years after the war.
Okay, Rev, I believe you.
Even though some of them got shot up and whatever,
right, because that's what happened. He started going to even though he was a Teamster and all, he started
VA.
going to the VA, and then, like I
Yeah,
was
which
telling,
really sucks.
like I was just saying, in the 70s, they had these things where you would go for like a long weekend or whatever. They give you the free trip down to Florida, and
Yeah, reunion.
they sell you the fucking swampland. Well,
Oh, yeah.
my father bought some parcels of land, but then after the fact, as it got closer to the 1980s, they started building on it. They started building the patio homes, like 3 or 4 units. They were like condos, but on a flat
Right.
slab with like separated by a wall. It was actually nice. The one that he had, he what he did was he traded a couple of lots, like as a down payment on one of these patio homes. And the damn thing was nice. Like I said, it was 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It had a fucking lanai in the back.
Right. It beats being in New York in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't get to go down there all the time, but the community that it was built in, they had a in-ground pool, a fucking place where you could barbecue. I mean, you could barbecue in back of your house, but like a community thing.
Right.
And then he got rid of that, and he
why
actually
did he get rid of it?
He got rid of it. Well, he sold that and actually bought a
Condo or something.
I don't know. Yeah, like a 3-bedroom house with an in-ground pool and all that.
Oh, okay.
But he did.
He upgraded.
Yeah, but the goof was he used his GI Bill to fucking buy that house.
Oh, because when they in the 80s when they eventually gave him benefits, then he got money.
Yeah, he was able to get a good interest rate.
Yeah, well, and they probably gave
loan.
him back. They probably gave him some back pay because usually that's what happens. Like if you apply for a veterans benefit, let's just say you were in the military in the 90s, and you got the benefit now. Finally, like, yeah, we recognize that injury or claim whatever. Well, you get back pay. This is back then. Nowadays they don't do it this way. Back then, you would get back pay to the day that the shit happened. So you would have got 30 years of back pay. So his dad probably got like 40-something years of back pay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's probably why he bought that house, because he probably had a straight cash homie.
Well, it was interesting. Now we're talking about 2 different things. I knew a guy that served in, or a couple of guys that that served in. I believe they both. One I know definitely served during Nam. The other one.
Desert Storm.
It was older guy, either Nam or maybe Korea, but I think it was Nam.
Yeah, because I remember the reason I know is my grandpa, he got back pay for fucking Agent Orange, and right after that is when they changed the shit where you could only get back pay for X amount of years. But back then it'd go back to the date of your service. Well, fuck, 1969 to 1995 or whatever. That's 25 years of back pay.
And then going forward, this one guy got Social Security, but then he got extra money for the Agent Orange.
Oh yeah.
And then I think if you got, and then this other guy, he got.
Well, they do it in percentages. Eventually, you'll end up 100%. That you max out on how much you can make. It's like $3,000 a month now.
Right. And the other guy, got the Social Security, the Agent Orange. You see, the first guy I'm talking about. He just served during Vietnam. He was never shipped over there.
Doesn't matter though. You're in during the time.
He narrowly
Still a veteran of the era.
They had a base up here by Manhattan. There was, I think it's still there. There's a what do they call that? Like an armory or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they used it. I think they used it as a base during Vietnam. That's like one of the places to when they started shipping guys out.
Yeah, that's a place they sent you before they put you on a boat or a plane.
Right. The first wave that started to go over when we started sending troops over. He was like he would tell the story. He was like the sergeant's assistant. Like the sergeant was a drunk. So the sergeant would pass the orders on to him, and actually, it was during the night when the first wave had to go over, and he was in charge of waking the guys up. And you know, that first wave that went over, most of them got wiped the fuck out.
Well, yeah.
So that was always something
that's why they escalated the war, because it was like, oh, all these guys are dying. We need more guys.
Right. So he was like, that always stuck in his mind that he never went over to fight, but he was like waking these guys up to go tell them, you're shipping out, get dressed, or get the fuck out of here.
Now think about this. My grandpa, he recruited motherfuckers for the Marines then.
Oh shit.
To go over there.
Same thing.
He felt bad because this one guy died, and hey, it's Vietnam. I mean, you join the goddamn Marines. What do you expect?
The first group that went over there were advisors.
Well, yeah.
My dad.
Yeah, they were there. They were there when Truman was president.
I'm gonna start calling Schmidt. I'm gonna start calling him Bolin. When my dad was getting out of the army in Fort Lewis, they had sent these advisors home to go buy their own guns because they couldn't use military guns because they weren't supposed to be in the war. They were just advisors. So my dad got out just before Nam started. But yeah, he said the first group had to go buy private firearms because they couldn't use military grade stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first group of soldiers.
No, I know. I'm just saying the first.
Well, the French were fighting them for 20 years. The French fought them from 1946 until 1966, and then the U.S. officially went in 67. But the advisors were there back in the late 40s and early 50s with Eisenhower, and Truman sent them over there. People act like, oh no, Kennedy did this. It was like, no, they were there before that, bro.
Right. Well, that's one of the reasons they say
they were scared of the communist aggression.
The whole thing happened with Kennedy. Besides the other stuff, he was against the war. So,
well, yeah, he didn't want to escalate it anymore.
Meanwhile, once
they want to make that money.
Once his vice president replaced him, he sent everything but the kitchen sink over.
Well, of course he did, because they wanted to make that money.
Oh yeah, of course.
The military-industrial complex, as Mr. Eisenhower warned everyone about.
But now the other guy, the second guy I was talking about, he got his Social
Best president
Security.
we ever had, Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah, because Truman was too much of a pussy whip. What did Rodney Dangerfield say? What did Rodney Dangerfield say to Sam Kinison in that Back to School movie? Because Truman was too much of a pussy whip to blow the fuck out of, to send them bastards back to the 59 pound or whatever the fuck he said.
As well, Truman was too much of a pussy to let MacArthur go in there and nuke those commie bastards back to the Stone Age.
I like the way you think. But the other guy I'm talking about, what? He got Social Security, Agent Orange money, and he actually got hurt. I don't know if it was a fucking battle he was in or something blew the fuck up and he jumped on a fucking crane that was on fire and he moved whatever had to be moved, but he fucked himself up in the process, so he got, I mean, if you looked at him, it didn't seem to be anything wrong with him, but he did suffer some injuries, so he got money for that too.
Oh yeah, they just give you a percentage. You know?
Right,
well,
exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was a percentage.
Dude, they tried to
deny Orange, they didn't know, or maybe they didn't know.
Well, of course they knew.
That shit's gonna fuck everybody up.
Well, yeah, bro, come on. That'd be like us taking gasoline and pouring it on fucking Pesci's house and going, we didn't know it was gonna like catch on fire.
We didn't know that was gonna affect their lungs.
Right? No. Never. The shit that kills everything. It kills dude, it takes a jungle and makes it barren.
Yeah, but what was it? The main ingredient was like tea. What was that shit called? What was that? That fucking DDT. Yeah, that was like the main fucking ingredient.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, no, we didn't know that shit was gonna be bad. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here.
I guess it was just the luck of the draw. Either it got to you or it didn't.
Well, yeah, they were spraying that shit everywhere, though. So think about it. It's in the air, man. They're dropping it from above.
Yeah, well, look at what what's his face said in what was the Vietnam movie? Oh, Apocalypse Now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. It was like victory. Man can surf fire on this water.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah, great actor.
That's funny. Walk around with no shirt and the what was that? The hat with the silver
cavalry hat.
on? Yeah, the cavalry.
Yeah, U.S. Cavalry. Well, that was the Air Cav, but yeah. Same difference. Just a modern horse, as he says. We're just riding a modern horse here. Robert Duvall is he's so fucking awesome.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I mean, come on, he can play that. He can play the Consigliere. He plays a cowboy better than anybody. Well, Clint Eastwood, of course, but you know.
And fucking what's his face was in Marlon Brando was in that also. Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Well, of course, same director.
So back to war real quick. Do you guys think the Middle East and Ukraine stuff gonna lead to WW3?
We can certainly hope so.
All right, there's a chance there. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but there's certainly a chance.
People don't have the will for
of course, there's a chance. I'm asking, what do you think is going to happen?
I don't think so.
People don't have the will.
Nobody.
There's enough of shit to scare everybody, though.
Bro, people do not have even the people in Iran have cell phones and shit now. You know, so The people do not have the attention span or the will to actually fight a World War III. They would rather just be told what's gonna happen is it's just gonna be global government, as always predicted. New World Order, brother. And I'm not talking Hogan. That's basically what's gonna happen eventually. It's just gonna be global control. You're in autonomous zone 72. Please evacuate. Maybe not in our lifetime, but eventually.
Right. No, you're right. My opinion, if not necessarily, who knows what's going to happen, but if, like I said a while ago, if Trump doesn't get in, I would bet the farm that a Republican's going to get in, and unless there's some real backdoor fucking backhanded shit going on, I would think a Republican's going to be the next president, and
you would think
unless Biden drops out or something, you never know.
Well, I'm saying that's what common sense tells me a Republican. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think if that happens, then
it always rotates.
Right, but I'm saying if that happens, then they're gonna say fuck you, Ukraine, no more money for you, and
Russia's gonna wipe the floor with them,
and then Israel, they're gonna put their foot down with Israel. They're gonna put their foot down with Israel.
No, they'll never put. No, they're never gonna put. That's
not gonna solve it, but they'll put it. Hey, nobody. When Trump was president, nobody fucked around, and that's what's gonna happen.
The neocons.
They're gonna make some sort of a new peace deal or some shit.
No. Every country will turn against Israel eventually.
The war hawks and the neocons in both parties.
They can't afford to. It's the only democracy they have in the whole region.
Right, exactly.
Right, what I'm saying. Neither
party is going to abandon Israel. Neither party, because there's neocons and war hawks
Trust me, every nation will turn against Israel.
Well, no, he's
at
going
one time
biblical.
or another, sure, but like I said, nothing happened when Trump was president.
Hey, Barkley,
he gave them what they
Indy Phil wants to debate you.
I saw that. Could you imagine?
He's a Palestine supporter.
I'd have to act like I'm talking to a golden retriever.
Yeah, well, no, you would have to act like you're talking to a boglin.
At least you know what? Hey, cut the losses with the Israel thing. As long as no more money goes to fucking Ukraine, I'd be happy.
I would just say we get rid of.
Thank you for that, Dred. This is where I'm ending, so I will remember that.
We quit being the policeman of the world. Period.
Well, that's been the problem. The whole.
Quit being the empire. We don't need to worry about what. Now we need to protect Taiwan because we need those semiconductors because they make the best ones. We need to protect them. There's certain assets we need to protect. But we don't need troops in Germany anymore.
Or Yakuza coming soon.
Well, you need troops